Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a great show for you, diving into the recent...
Welcome to the Pirate Radio, brought to you by Solomon's Rising. Today we are diving deep into what is, I think, the most volatile, but also maybe the most fun market on the Sunday slate.
Yeah.
Anytime touchdown scores.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about that adrenaline, but for us, it's really about finding the structural advantages. You know, this is where the casual bettor just chases huge odds and, frankly, loses their money.
Right.
So our mission today really is to find that sweet spot, that perfect intersection of a guaranteed roll with a favorable matchup at a reasonable price. We're not just, blindly picking famous names.
No, we're analyzing the actual path to the end zone.
Yeah.
And to do that, for this deep dive, we're focusing on two pillars of analysis. First up is following the volume.
Yeah.
That means we only care about guys who own the goal line carries, who dominate the red zone targets. The touches inside the 10-yard line are all that matter, not what happens between the 20s.
And the second pillar, which I think gets overlooked a lot, is pure matchup exploitation. We want to find those defenses that are just uniquely vulnerable to one position.
Like a team that blitzes constantly.
Exactly. Does that open up the seams for a tight end? Or is a defense, say, bottom 5 in defensive EPA per rush? That's how you turn a small edge into a really big payoff.
Let's jump right in then. Early slate, the 1:00 p.m. games, starting with Rams at Panthers. This one feels like it's got a heavy, heavy game script favoring LA.
It does.
So that points us straight to Kyren Williams. But is everyone on him? Is that price just too short?
It might be chalk, but sometimes chalk is good because the process behind it is flawless.
Right.
Kyren is our foundational bit here. The Panthers' defense, and this is the key metric, ranks dead last in goal line stop rate.
Dead last. Wow.
So you have the positive script. You have Williams owning, 90% of the team's rushes inside the 5, and an opponent that just can't stop him. It's a high floor play, even if the odds aren't, sexy.
Okay, that justification definitely holds up.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're digging for better value in that same game, we have to talk about the pass catchers, specifically Colby Parkinson.
See, now that's the perfect pizza money play. Parkinson's been a total afterthought with yardage, but he has quietly racked up 3 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks.
3 in 3 weeks.
Yeah, which tells you his red zone usage is extremely concentrated. And he's facing a defense that struggles specifically against tight ends. It's a pure matchup angle for plus money.
And the obvious caution here?
Oh, yeah. Avoid forcing any Carolina touchdowns. The implied total is just too low.
Moving on to Texans at Colts. On the Indy side, it feels like a pure volume case for Jonathan Taylor.
It is. Taylor is the goal line engine, high touch projection. We're thinking 20-plus touches. He is the scoring equity for the Colts, even if his price is short, like minus 200.
And for the Texans, the data seems to point to Woody Marks.
It does. He's really taken over that backfield, handling 72% of the snaps the last 2 weeks. But what's crucial is the matchup. He's facing a Colts defense ranked 28th in defensive EPA per rush.
Okay, break that down for our listeners.
Yeah.
Why does that specific metric, 28th in EPA per rush, matter so much for a guy like Marks?
It means the Colts are just incredibly generous to running backs. They bleed yardage. They allow goal line shots. So when you combine Mark's new volume, that 72% snap share, with an opponent that is that easy to run on, well, that's a perfect storm for a touchdown.
On to the next one. Saints at Dolphins. This is where we chase that elite touchdown rate with Devon Achane.
Achane is, I think, one of the highest leverage targets on the whole slate this week. His involvement in the red zone is massive.
And the Saints defense.
They're solid, but they're not the elite unit of past years. And Achane, the guy's a threat from anywhere. He doesn't need a 1-yard plunge.
Okay, on the Saints side, we've got a high leverage dart throw, Devin Neal. But this one is purely situational, right?
It's a crucial contingency bet, yeah. If Alvin Kamara sits, Neal played 86% of the snaps after Kamara left last week.
So you get an RB1 workload.
At RB2 pricing, exactly. That's fantastic value.
But we have to address the elephant in the red zone.
Oh, absolutely. The risk, and you have to factor this into your bet sizing, is Taysom Hill. He can always vulture a goal line score. He's the ultimate spoiler.
All right, finishing out the early wave. Jaguars at Titans. The data is pointing hard to Travis Etienne here. What's the specific defensive weakness we're exploiting?
The Titans are a matchup banker for running backs, period. They are allowing a top 3 most rushing TDs this year.
Top 3?
Yes. So Etienne's profile is perfect rushing volume, receiving work in the red zone against a really soft run defense. This is exactly the kind of weakness we build our analysis around.
And what about some overlooked value in that Jags passing game?
Look at Parker Washington. He's had this quiet but significant surge, 18 catches, 2 TDs over his last 4 games, and he's facing a Titans pass D ranked 4th worst in EPA.
So their corners are beatable.
Very beatable. It just opens up those outside red zone targets for a guy like Washington. High ceiling, nice plus money price.
Okay, before we get to the afternoon slate, we have to talk about the landmines. The games where volume banking just turns into volume drowning.
This is our caution list. It's where you shift from stacking plays to making highly concentrated single bets.
And it's all because of weather, defensive sludge fights.
Exactly. This is where discipline wins. The worst offender is 49ers at Browns. The total is abysmal, 36.5. There's a high-impact weather warning, 20-plus mile-per-hour winds, rain, and 2 elite defenses.
So why avoid wide exposure? The talent is still immense.
Because passing efficiency will be near zero. The ball's going to be slick, the field's a mess, you have to stick strictly to the volume studs.
The guy's guaranteed touches no matter what.
Right. That means Christian McCaffrey, who just gets the usage on every snap. And for the Browns, it's Quinjon Judkins. He owns the bulk of their red zone carries in what will be a total ground and pound game. Limit your exposure, avoid any receivers.
Okay. Falcons at Jets, another medium to high risk spot. Rain and wind forecast again.
It's the same story. Avoid the pass catchers. Garrett Wilson, Drake London, all of them. This is about concentrated running back scoring. For Atlanta, it's Bijan Robinson. Massive usage, the offense flows through him.
And Breece Hall for the Jets.
Yep, high touch share, high receiving share, and he actually gets a plus matchup against that Atlanta 1D. Again, it's a ground game focus only.
Now, Bills at Steelers, medium risk. Weather's okay, not perfect. This game brings us to what I think might be the safest rushing touchdown play on the entire board.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Rushing touchdown. The man is not just running. He is Buffalo's goal line RB1.
The data is just overwhelming.
It is. He has 10 rushing touchdowns this season and a massive 16 carries inside the 10-yard line. He should be the first name on your card in this game.
And if he isn't running it in himself, who is he looking for?
Dalton Kincaid. Especially now that he's back from injury. Kincaid is Allen's preferred underneath guy, his red zone safety valve. His role is so well-defined when the field shrinks.
All right, let's flip to the late slate. Cardinals at Buccaneers. This one feels like the premier tight end matchup of the week.
Oh, absolutely. Trey McBride. He is so central to Arizona's passing game in the red zone, 80 catches, 7 TDs, and crucially, the Bucs blitz a lot.
Which, as we said before, leaves the tight end open.
It leaves the tight end as the hot read, right in the seams. The Bucs defense is demonstrably more vulnerable to tight ends than to outside receivers.
So if we're stacking that game, what's a secondary play?
Michael Wilson. He's their contested catch guy. It's a good fit for deep shots and red zone fades against those aggressive corners. A nice high upside angle to pair with McBride.
Vikings at Seahawks. This one has a pretty significant blowout script risk, heavily favoring Seattle.
It does. Kenneth Walker III is the primary target there. High volume play, favored by that positive script, facing a shaky Minnesota front.
But there's a catch with the goal line work.
There is, and it's a critical one. Zach Charbonnet actually has more rushing touchdowns than Walker recently. He's been eating most of that goal line work. You have to be aware of that risk.
So maybe we pivot to the passing game.
I think so. Jackson Smith-Njigba is the reliable slot weapon there. He's facing a Minnesota D that's pretty vulnerable to slot receivers. If it's a blowout, Seattle gets more red zone trips, and JSN's value goes way up.
All right, Raiders at Chargers. A clear alpha receiver in this one.
Keenan Allen. Without question. The Chargers are heavy favorites, and Allen is the clear red zone focal point against a struggling Raiders defense. He gets the volume and the matchup.
And for the Raiders, what's their highest ceiling long shot play?
It's got to be Brock Bowers. I mean, the Raiders' passing game is a mess, but Bowers is their most dangerous weapon, their top red zone talent. He's a long shot, but the potential is undeniable.
We wrap the whole slate up with Sunday Night Football. Broncos at Commanders. This feels like a game where the scoring is going to be super concentrated. What's the top angle?
It's Troy Franklin. He is pretty much the consensus best touchdown angle on the entire slate, regardless of price. He's getting WR1 volume against a Commanders defense, allowing the top 3 most fantasy points to receivers.
That's a massive leverage stop.
Huge. It's where massive volume meets the most exploitable matchup possible.
And the game script runner for Denver.
RJ Harvey. He's solidified that RB1 role. With the Broncos favored, the script just screams heavy rushing volume in the second half to salt the game away.
Okay, so after all that, what does this mean for the listener's card? We've gone through every game. We've separated the good chalk from the landmines.
Yeah, and the final synthesis has to be this. Don't chase long shots in low total bad weather games. Stick to guys with concrete volume and proven red zone rolls, even if the price is a little tight.
We're hunting for high leverage spots, not lottery tickets.
Exactly.
And for your card, boiling everything we just covered down, here is the final synthesized list. Our top 5 targets, combining volume, matchup, and price.
All right, let's read them off clearly. Number 1, Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Bills, for a rushing touchdown. Number 2, Kyren Williams, running back for the Rams. Number 3, Devon Achane, running back, Miami Dolphins. Number 4, Trey McBride, tight end for the Arizona Cardinals. And number 5, Troy Franklin, wide receiver for the Denver Broncos.
That is a potent 5-piece card built purely on volume and exploiting specific defenses. And to leave you with one final thought as you lock in your bets, we talked about how teams like the Colts and Bucs blitz a lot, opening things up for tight ends. When you're looking at a defense, don't just see who they're bad against on paper. Ask yourself how their scheme, the one designed to stop the star player, accidentally opens up a huge opportunity for that overlooked guy, that tight end, that slot receiver. That's the real secret to finding those true pizza money value plays. Go cash those tickets.